Hello everyone. Happy to see you guys. I want to wish you a good afternoon. Happy Thursday. We have a beautiful day today. Finally, first day of spring, really. Today in Michigan, you can go outside without the jacket and not get frozen. Hey Glenn, happy spring. So guys, I'm tired of serious topics. I need a vacation. So actually I do want to give you some good tips today, like literally. We're going to talk about when you travel to Ukraine, shall you leave some tips when you are, let's say, somewhere in a service, in some kind of service, like you at the restaurant. Well, most likely the restaurant, but it could be maybe you have a guide, maybe you have some other assistant. So what's about tips, and what to do? Should you use the American style thinking? And I know in US here it's 15% tip if you are pretty happy, and 20 if you're really happy. But I have to say, as an example, usually I do break that rule because sometimes you order something little, and I feel that it's so weird to leave $1 or $2. It's my Russian Ukrainian mentality. I feel real cheap, and I will tell you why. I will tell you why I feel cheap, and also why sometimes my orders are so small. When you just get together with somebody, like for coffee, or you are out with a friend. Sometimes if you don't drink alcohol, like I usually don't, and then I don't drink Coke, I hate pop. What else? I don't drink any of these sugar drinks, and very often I don't have alcohol, and I've took a decision to never try tea in the restaurants because it can be a deadly experience. Or experiment, like when I just unless it's a some specific restaurant that's maybe special tea special, like you can't drink that tea, it's like life threatening. So life threatening tea. So, and I don't like drinking cold water. So basically, sometimes you go with something like a salad or some kind of snack that you want. And I actually would like to share a little story about this. I went out with a lady, or shall I call this story how I met Veronica? Maybe I told that before. So I ran into a girl at the store, and her tag name was Veronica with K. And I was like, this is weird. So I felt something, So I told her she has a nice name. And then it turned out she was Russian from Azerbaijan, but she was Russian. She fully speak their language and her language. We ended up going out together, and my order was small, and I just had some kind of, I don't know, grilled chicken salad, something like that, because I don't like to drink that stuff. And the waitress was super nice. She stayed, it was late at night, and it was interesting because the waitress was so pretty and she looked Russian. It was so funny. She had blue eyes and dark hair, but very light skin. Like, we could be sisters with her, but she has wonderful attitude, and she actually shared her story. She was from Cuba, and she was just delightful. And I felt really rotten to leave here $1 or $2 tips. So I left 5, which would be like, I don't know, 50%, which is, I know in US is weird, but the reason why I'm sharing the story is when you are in Ukraine, you can sometimes leave no tips. If you absolutely hated the service you got, you can just pay the bill and leave 0 tips. It's kind of extreme, but if you hated the experience, you can leave 0 tips. Now, if you love the experience and everything, you're not limited to leave only 20%. You can leave how much you want. you might make a difference in someone's life, because I feel like for many people who, work in customer service, you really make the day, you boost the self-esteem, you might be able to help them with something you don't even know, because US money and Ukrainian money, about the inflation, so they might do something nice for themselves or pay that bill. So it's really up to you. You can definitely do the 20%. It's considered fine, but it depends on where you are. Instead of giving money to the scammers, the people that scamming you online and selling you illusions of dating and tell you that they love you when they had never seen you in their life, and all they do is taking your time, you can actually do something nice. You're not obligated. If you have the inside instinct, or you want to be especially grateful, you can actually live a bigger tip. You're not gonna be looked as weird. You're not gonna be judged. You're just gonna make someone's day, and maybe even someone's months, and probably even a bigger impact. Money a very interesting thing. Have you ever had an experience when you did something for somebody and you were just counting for a little reward, and you got, like, when the person get a chance, they reward you a lot more than you thought? Have you ever experienced that feeling? That I had several times in my life. I would say even several times in this past year, and this totally blows your mind. It's kind of it's not exactly blows your mind, but it's kind of giving you that energy boost, excitement, gratitude, joy, and it can fire you up for keep going and keep pushing. And there is something about it, and it's not the money itself. You might have a possibility to make that money some other way, but it's that the person saw value in you more than you saw that value in yourself, and that's a huge gift. It's you really experience joy and satisfaction that maybe you're doing something good for people. Maybe that you are the best servant, hairdresser, consultant, translator, so being generous isn't a bad thing, as long as you are generous to the right person, not to the person that not moving their finger but playing with you, but to the person that for a fact works hard, makes your day. Very often we choose people when we have the same service offered but different personalities. We choose the person that we know we're gonna have a good time when we talk to them. We can forgive their flaws and imperfections, but we want to be around them because they bring something great in us. And I just want to give you that reassurance that you just can follow your heart when you travel in Ukraine, and maybe you have personal assistant, maybe you are at some restaurant, and you see people doing a beautiful job, making your day. Be generous if you have a possibility. I do not suggest you doing it if that's your last dollar, but I definitely say be generous, because it's always joyful too. It's the most wonderful feeling when you did something and the person be excited. So that's the answer to one of the questions I got from one of my subscribers, who is actually now in Kiev and having a very good time. And he just want to make sure he does it right. So I hope you are having a good time in Kiev, Jose. And he is actually going out with Anya, my assistant and friend, and they're gonna have a great time. They're gonna go to the presidential residency and spend a day there in a beautiful, it's kind of mansion, I would say. It's quite an experience. So they're gonna have a wonderful day there. Let's see. What else did I want to mention? Oh, guys, one more thing about the communication. The experience I had when I went to the restaurant with another Veronica, that was so funny. I had the most incredible experience. I just want to share that with you. So she was amazing. She had a lot of energy, a young girl, and the greatest thing about that was she'd never asked me like what I do in life, how I get here, about my family. And it was so funny. Her story was very interesting and exciting, and she told me many things, how it was in Azerbaijan, how she was in North Russia. Like, she told me many things that she's been through and how she's doing here, and about her green card, and about the jobs she's taken, trying to make it here, and about her green card story. They were pretty interesting, but the part that in fact I ended up loving was that she had never asked a single thing about me. I don't think it's ever happened, and it was so funny. In some ways, I did love it because I can just relax. I don't have to, it's because sometimes when I'm out, I don't want to necessarily dive deep into something. So there was this part of me that was trying not to laugh. But I could, after we end our meeting, when we went out, I could basically almost tell her full biography, where she's been, what she's done, how she got here, what kind of job she's looking, where she's going to school, where she's going to live. And if you ask her any question about me, she wouldn't be able to answer that. And in this case, it's really a funny story, which, as I said, worked out perfectly for me. And I was interested to listen about her experience here in US. She's been here only for 1 year, but make sure that you never have experience like this when you go out with a Ukrainian girl. You don't want to be the person that always talks and only listens to reply. You want to make sure that you are the ones that asks a lot of questions and having fun, that it's mutual. Because otherwise it's kind of hard to... I think the best way to connect with people is to be genuinely interested in them. If you find yourself, if you figure out you're not genuinely interested in the person you're close to, maybe you shouldn't go out. But it's a very simple way to gain people's attention and love and care. Just being that way yourself. So I know how sometimes it's tempting when you ask somebody a question and they answer, and to say, to start talking all about your experience. But people love when you care, and that is how we can build connection. And sometimes the first dates are awkward and you go out and you don't know what to talk about. Always ask a person something about what they love to do, what they're excited about, and make sure that they speak more than 50% of the time, preferably. So that is just a little extra tip. It was just so funny. I did really enjoy that. But I was thinking, this girl for sure needs to... I didn't tell her, I didn't have a chance to even talk about anything that's going on here. But I was thinking, man, she needs to have a YouTube channel called All About Veronica. Man, she was a character, but she was really positive. I couldn't say anything negative. She was a character. So just thought I shared that with you because it was funny. My VIP guys, I will see you on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And guys, about the new group is not necessarily a new VIP club. New group is a group for communication, like this page. It's just that, there could be more interaction, and it's kind of, not public, so you can be more feel more comfortable sharing things. And I don't really offer the Zoom calls in a free group. So the Zoom calls and the VIP member benefits are still there, but it's a nice community, and maybe with time we will also have something about this new group that will be only in this group. So it's a very new project. It's just a couple days old. I'll be possibly making also live videos there as well. And those of you guys who already joined the group, you can post your questions on the wall, and I will address them in my next videos. So you still have reasons to join the VIP club, because it's very personal and it's interactive, and we can actually see each other live. That's the best part of it. So with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Be generous, be kind, do all the things to other people what you want to receive for yourself. Thank you.